So today, Laurel Brody has graciously agreed to talk to us. And the title of her talk is Frank. I'm sure we'll find out what that means. Laurel Brody was born and raised in Philadelphia, but moved to Arizona when she was 28 for 30 hot years. Professionally, Laurel is a longtime teacher, having served the inner city communities in Philadelphia, Tucson, Phoenix, and Lawrence. She received her undergraduate degree from Temple University and graduate degrees from the University of Pennsylvania. She has held elected positions in the government in Philadelphia and Phoenix. And here at Temple Amuna, she serves on the Racial Justice LGBTQ plus Keruv Hineni and Racial Justice Book Group Committees. That's a mouthful. Welcome, Laurel. Please, let's make sure you.
Never had trouble being heard. I'm going to just tag on a little thing because of today's Parsha and listening to Terry describe it. As she said, I'm from Philly originally, but moved to Arizona when I was 28. And I spent 30 years in the desert. And when I finally found voice to say, I gotta go, I was asked, where are we going? And I hadn't thought that far ahead. But it's Pride Month, so I have to tell you this. We at the time we had two daughters, and I said, you know, we have these two girls who don't have equal rights. I can't imagine having two daughters and they can't have equal rights in this country. And at that point, Massachusetts was the only state in the Union that recognized gay marriage. I knew nothing about Massachusetts. I said, we're going to Massachusetts. And so here I am. And for that reason, and for another reason that you'll hear today, this is my promised land. I hope it continues. I'm of a generation of Jewish women who were not necessarily educated in our religion. I wasn't sent to Hebrew school. I wasn't bat mitzvahed. So I really know absolutely nothing. When Mark asked me to speak, I said, are you kidding? I'm ignorant. I don't know anything. I mean, really, what are you thinking, Mark? And of course, he's not here to blame. And he said, tell them about Frank. Frank? Why should I tell the congregation about Frank? It's kind of personal, maybe even intrusive. He said, tell them about Frank. All right, I'm going to tell you a bit about Frank. You know, you don't know and don't hope for, you don't expect things in life. And last year, Frank came into my life. And it was amazing and has been amazing. He stands by my side at all times. He backs me up. He gives me strength. And I'm going to come back to Frank. But first, I want to tell you, I taught for 127 years, give or take. I loved what I did for a living, and maybe it wasn't a living, but I loved it. And I loved my content area. But the thing I love the most were the kids. You know, we all have different experiential backgrounds. We all have different perspectives. And every year, I learned something new from my students. We would read literature and they would see something other than what I had seen. And I learned from them. Each year, my mind was opened. Each year, I learned to listen more. So when I retired and came here and met Arnez, and if you don't know Arnez, you should. Arnez he's a wonderful guy. He was explaining to me why he chose Judaism. And he said, because it's about community. Huh? I didn't know that. Really, Arnez? Yeah, it's about community. So like any normal human being, I ran home and Googled it. And sure enough, it's about community. It's about being there for one another, helping each other out. He's absolutely right. I just turned 75 2 weeks ago. And 75 is wonderful. I am a happy camper. I'm afraid to say this because I don't want to jinx it, but my daughters are doing beautifully. Shh, tell anyone. I have a roof over my head, and there have been times in my life where I didn't think I would. And it's a pretty nice roof. No leaks. And 75, I'm a happy camper. But 74 was not good. I got COVID in 74. But I also found myself increasingly in pain. And the pain got so bad that I couldn't even walk. And by the time I got myself to the orthopedic surgeon, I couldn't stand. It was excruciating. And he looked at my MRI and he looked at me. He looked at my MRI and he looked at me and he said to me, "Laurel, you need a new hip." To which I said, now listen carefully to my response. I said, frankly, I don't want one. Last November 29th, Frank came into my life. He is my new hip. You know, they send you home 2 hours after this major surgery. What is that? And I live alone, but one of my daughters came for the first week. And after that, I was alone with this nice roof over my head and in excruciating pain. And the isolation set in. It was horrible. But I have to tell you what happened. Every single day, for 2 months, every single day, one of the incredible friends I've made here at Amuna showed up at my door. One or another, every single day to see if I was okay. Did I need anything? Can you go to the market for me? Maybe to see if I was still alive. I don't know. But every day I was flabbergasted. And I've been in 6 synagogues in my life. I've been a member because of where I've lived across the country. I've never seen anything like this shul. And every night I got into bed in pain and thought about how lucky I am to have found this synagogue, to have found all of you. Don't know how it happened. I've been through a lot of rough times, but maybe this is my promised land. I am forever grateful. And what Arnez taught me about community, this synagogue exemplifies. And like Frank, this shul has stood by me, given me strength, and had my back. I am forever grateful. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.